That's one of the reasons we bought property. Anytime we got our hands on something, we bought property. But it becomes a problem after a while, or like right temporary, but not long range, because they cut off the flow of currency and they just tax you to death. Like right now, we'll be paying $9,000 or $10,000. That's for this section of taxes. So that means twice a year we have to pay those taxes in cash money. Yeah, we have to pay that. That's what we're raising money now, tax money. Okay. That's not going to last forever. That's just temporary. And remember, no matter what you hear about our situation, we're in wonderful condition because what we allowed to happen in Oakland, they thought we would respond in 6 months or a year, not 8 years. Yeah, this section been going on since 2013. Yeah, this cycle we're in right now, 2013. Yeah, what is that? That is 8 years ago, huh? It's about 8 years ago. Yeah, 8 years. 8 years. That means they've been begging us to drag them in the court and to do this and do that. You could sit because you can see they've been, please hurry up. They said, no, we're no hurry. You're a bad guy, you know. But we're gonna charge him for it. $100 million or whatever we want to charge. White man ain't gonna give you that money. It does make a difference because the story we're gonna tell the public, we can prove it. Right? That what we've been doing that. You know what I mean? We've been doing this. Huh? It's about education, educating the people. Educating, training the people, man. Look, see, we're doing what the brothers didn't have time to do. They didn't have time to educate the people on revolution, and they didn't have time to become revolutionaries themselves. They was over in Algeria chasing the girls. And they got the white man shooting at them, and they played chasing girls. That's because they didn't know. Everybody else, the South Africans, they did the same thing, but they had more time to train. You know, when they were in one country or another. Okay. The point is, and I'll move toward a close, and I didn't touch on none of what I was going to really talk about. No. Here's the point, though. The point is, look, we're not doing too bad. But the best is yet to come. The most is yet to come. See, in a little while, we're going to have to take what we've been hearing and doing and actually use it. Yeah, actually use it. Okay, you have to remember, no matter what anybody say, nobody had a chance to learn. That's the first thing we talked about. Protracted struggle over a long period of time. Why? Because the Negro didn't get a chance to study all the successful revolutions. They had time to study. They'd lose people and build them back, or they'd hide in the bushes. You couldn't hide in the bushes in the United States, because if you was hiding somewhere, another Negro would be down there at the office. Boss man, Johnny Boy is over there. I saw him yesterday. And if you just take this little case off me, or give me a basket of fruit or bananas, right? Right? Yeah, literally nothing. He got a case for jaywalking. Boss man, you take that off my paperwork. Then I know what a nigga is. The African is my cousin. Boss man, you know that's my cousin. Shoot, I knew that we grew up together. Just because he's down the street, turn left and then turn right and then circle around, and he's right there in that garage. That's where he's at, hiding right now. Got a bunk bed, a refrigerator. The nigga living good over there, boss man. And thank you for taking a $2 case off of me that I give up a revolutionary that's trying to rescue the world for $2. It's common. Well, Judas, 30 pieces of silver. The Negro, same thing. Same stuff. History doesn't alter that much. If you put situations together, they come out similar. That's where we are now. We're, instead of we being on the defensive, we're on the offensive at all times. We do stuff, and we just went down to Florida. We just went down there to just talk with the people. You could imagine where the people was from. We took the long way. You could ask my daughter. She said that going this way is 1,000 miles. This way is 900, and this way, the way I went, it was 1,200 or 1,300 miles. A lot longer. I went that way, the longest way, but I came back the short way. It didn't take me no time to come back. I just jumped on the highway, zoop. I was resting at the rest area over there in Virginia the other day, just like that. But going down one after another, and I done been all each way. I done been those ways a lot, but I didn't want to get there during the program. I wanted to get there after the program, so I didn't have to talk to all them people because I didn't want to put up with what they was, oh, nice, Imam. You just, well, if I'm so nice, why don't y'all help a little bit? You know what I mean? Instead of calling me down here to boost you up. You know what I mean? In other words, we don't hold that against nobody, but we know who we've been dealing with. We know who we've been dealing with. And anyway, let me wrap this up. So now all the people, family, friends, everybody, they're on the good list. No, they're on the good list. Here's why. Because they didn't sign up to do what I'm doing. My family didn't sign up to go toe-to-toe with the white man. They didn't. And my friends didn't either. All of my friends, some of them in and out of jail, and the boss man tell them, you can stop going to jail, man. Just, man, that's my friend. I ain't gonna do it. But after you get a case and you're like, one of my friends, he was 47 years old. You could just start to see wearing one of them ponytails, and then he got another case, and then this was 10 years. 10 years, he do 9 or something like that. And then he had another one, like say right now if he's 80 years old, right? Well, when he's 65 years old and he get one of them heavy cases, now it's different. You're not going to get out for anything, So he had said, the government said, just, that's your homeboy there. At first he said, I ain't going to do that. But at a certain time, you're sitting there looking at the last days you're going to be in the prison. And who knows the way they got him. He got 9 or 10 kilos of fresh cocaine. And he wouldn't give up, because I'm telling him, if we in the pen 40 years ago or more, and I'm saying, okay, you're getting a little older now, And these people like that, they used to bring people to the Muslim meetings. And they liked what they heard. I can't do it, Like one of my partners, he had a nice little, everybody liked her or was hitting on her. While he was in prison. And when I was at camp, he sent me by to pick up something for him. When I went by, all I did was, when she walked out of the room for a minute, I gave her son, he was a young guy, a stack of money. And I said, when I leave, you give this to your mother. So that it won't be no, you know what I mean? Oh, thank you, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. When all his other friends, she's one of the nice, tender cutie pie, they was always hitting on her. They was hitting on her when I was out, and all the niggas in Oakland. I said, man, and they was his friends. Not that that's low down, because that's what niggas do, the Negro do. So, in the final conclusion, he used to bring people to the classes that we used to have, you know. Because when I was in prison at the camp, it was white folks there that had big businesses and everything. And so I would have them come to the Tuesday night meeting to teach about loans, to teach about how to conceal your money, you know. Because the niggas, they had all their money that right there sitting on the desk. Or like one of my friends, this guy, he came out of a 1940s, you know, when you go behind a picture and it's a safe back there. When, this is a true story, it ain't no lie. I'll even mention the names. The vice kicked in a guy we call Dirty Harry Wynn. He'd tell on everybody. He was a coke dealer. So when the police come into his place, he say, don't stop here. Go on up to Ed Adams' house. That's my connection. That's what he said. He said that. Don't stop here. Go on up to Ed Adams, and the police busted Ed Adams, and Ed Adams, you won't believe it. He had a picture on the wall, and behind the wall was a safe. And in the safe was where he kept all his dope. And the police walked right up there and pulled the picture back, said, "Go on, open this up." And it caught him at a bad time because he was getting older. He was older than we was. And he didn't live long after that. He died. I tried to help him, you know, with now it would be considered a lot of money. Shoot, back in the early 70s, that was a lot of money. You know, $12,000 in those days, you could buy a house with $12,000. Believe it or not, like all these, well, in the 50s, they was 10,000, then they went up to 20,000, but they were still around, and that you could buy. Anyway, so some of the lessons we learned was 95% of ability is stickability, to be able to hold on a long period of time. And are we crumbling and crackling and falling apart? No, they are. We got to look at it. All we got to do is keep our little property, get some marshmallows if we want to, and just roast marshmallows. If we roast them long enough, they're going to fall. Okay? But we have, that's why now, originally we was going to talk about dealing with black colleges and visiting our friends and helping them understand where we are now. Why would we go to black colleges? Number one, the black youth in them colleges is the only safe haven. If they out here on the street, they going to be in jail or using dope, right? So the only, of course they drank a lot and do stuff like that, but still the only semi-clear-minded black young people are in them HBCUs. So we have to take the late movie Fred Hampton and a lot of our information, and teach it to them. Is it pertinent information? Yes. Black Lives Matter, they're slaughtering black people like dogs right now. Yeah. So this is not old information, but we have to go through Martin Luther King and all that stuff up to what to do today. You see the trick that they use to keep their mind back at Martin Luther King. Malcolm X, right? Nothing new. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. If it's new, anything new, Black Lives Matter. You see that Black Lives Matter people wasn't talking about nothing. We was out there with them. They only started talking about what we was talking about 2-3 weeks ago. And it wasn't Black Lives Matter, it's black, brown, white, everybody out there matters, right? Nothing focused, all scatterbrained. Everything arranged by the government. All the fights, all the arguments. We could see it when we had our camera, right? We could see it, we could predict it. All planned. Okay, now we have the patterns of the government in real time. Now we can teach